Hey, I'm a C. I'm a C. Perfectly fine with a C. The expectations of having to be an overachiever in my in the
my
end
middle 50s.
stages of my life are ridiculous. There's
If you expect me at my age to be a fucking overachiever, you're
it's not
fucking
happening.
nuts.
It's not happening.
It's not
Right?
happening.
Right?
You should have caught me in my 20s.
I didn't even really care about being an overachiever then.
Oh God,
I'm fully based on my personality. You love me for the package and for the personality, not for everything else. Jesus Christ.
Well, if that doesn't define you.
Like in my heart, I want to be an overachiever. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, in my heart, I would love to be an overachiever as well, but that requires more work.
I'd also like to be a size 4, and apparently that's not going to happen.
Yeah, no kidding.
Right? I want to not have snacks after supper. That apparently isn't happening. There's a lot of shit not happening that I wish would.
Yep.
Including overachieving. Not happening.
Not happening.
Hello, friends of the podcast.
Hello, everybody.
How's your week been, Samantha?
My week's been good. Oh my God.
I feel like my week has just taken a drastic turn for the worse.
You know what? It's just uphill from here. It's like get your runners on and give it a good sprint.
Okay, but only in true Lisa and Sam fashion can that be ass backwards. We're heading into Wednesday. It's not supposed to be uphill Wednesday to Friday.
No, I think it's an uphill battle from here on out.
Oh my God, that's the worst news. What's with that, Debbie Downer?
I don't, you know what it is? I'm just, grinning and bearing it and just, thankful to be alive today.
Right. Well, what did they say? My mama used to say, every day above ground's a good one.
Preach. Hallelujah.
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 Hey, dear Lord, dear Jesus. Hallelujah. Every day above ground, it's a good day. It's a good day, I'm going to say. Okay. Well, okay. You know what? I believe that it is an uphill battle, and it started with my today.
Oh, well, there you go.
I have a confession. But for one of the very few times ever in our 20-plus year friendship, I'm calling on your support. I'm calling on you to be kind. I'm calling on you to be caring. And I'm calling on you to be compassionate. Just like one of the very few times, okay? I'm calling on you to be a real friend right now.
I feel like that's a lot to ask for the week I'm having. So it's a lot to ask.
Well, I'm asking. I'm putting my favor in. It means I'm having a doozy too.
Oh, and what is your doozy, Lisa?
Samantha, somehow today I managed to wear flood pants. All day flood pants.
I'm serious. Seriously?
Not even kidding.
How do you get dressed in the morning?
I don't know. Right? Sitting on the bed like I'm supposed to because I'm an old lady. But somehow I put the wrong pants on. And now because it's kind of like sock weather.
Yes.
And I wanted to wear my shoes. So there they were. Floods.
With socks?
With socks.
Hi, Urkel. How's your day going?
I hid in my office and did office work all day. At the end of the day, I emerged. And thank you again for being so kind, compassionate, and caring. You're such a jerk. You're such a bitch some days. and at the end of the day, I emerged and I went to go see a couple of my coworkers. And they're like, hey, feel like I haven't seen you all day. I'm like, because you haven't, because I'm in flood pants and I've been hiding.
I'm so glad that you understood the mistakes that you made.
I could see the mistake. It was a visual mistake.
I, however, put on my Beetlejuice sweater or my it was my bee sweater.
Yeah, your honeybee sweater.
My honeybee sweater. And I knew that it kind of wasn't my best choice. and I acknowledged it and said, fuck it. And I left.
Right?
in my honeybee sweater. And I was like, you know what? I wish I had,
Friends of the podcast, you got to see this honeybee sweater. It's worse than my flood pants. At least my flood pants are one solid color. They're just black.
And all I felt like, for some reason, when I wore it the first time, I was okay. And now every time since then, I
Uh-huh.
just feel more like a linebacker every time I wear it.
Because it's sweater weather. And what does sweater weather make us feel? Fat.
And
Every
it's
day I put on 4 different outfits. I'm like, Mike's like, "Are you ready soon?" "Yeah, sorry, just 20
nope.
minutes late because the first 3 outfits, no."
Oh my God.
How
Okay.
can those outfits go so bad?
I don't know. It's a new sweater, so that's sad. But anyways, enough of that. Enough of that. Enough of you and your fascia issues and whatever.
Ugh.
What I need to know is where are we with weighted blankets and are they good during our menopausal years?
Oh my god. Well, you know what I need to know, Samantha? I am so pumped up. I am CNN watching. I'm watching the Fox network. It's 2 weeks till election time, right? I need us to try and understand what's going through America's head right now because they say it's tight. It's really, really tight.
Okay. And I think we need to talk about why people choose to over verbalize.
Why do I feel this is an attack on me? Is
Could
this
be.
an attack on me? Is that
It
where we
could be.
need to go?
It
Because
could
this is
be.
supposed to be fun.
No, it's not fun.
It's supposed to be a fun
Today's
podcast.
not about any fun.
No fun. It's no fun in a
Buckle
comedy podcast.
buckle in, friends of the podcast. It's gonna be bumpy.
It's gonna be a bumpy ride. We're about to hit some turbulence.
All right. I'm gonna start off with an I shake my head because
Oh,
I need to get it off my chest.
okay.
I am shaking my head at people who do not understand that not every thought you have needs to be said. Don't verbalize everything that you think. It's not necessary. It
Yeah,
just is
totally.
unnecessary.
Totally
Society,
agree.
shut up. Society has led us astray, and I just think enough. We don't need to hear everything. And Lisa,
Yeah.
I'm talking about you.
What do you
I
mean
am
you're
talking about you.
Are you crazy?
Yeah, I'm talking about you. And you know what? It's like I have twisted pants on and they're up my ass. Like I don't need to know that. There are things that you say that are unnecessary.
I had twisted pants on today. They
Twisted
were
pants and a
twisty
twisty and a flood pant. So that's awesome.
because when your
Thanks
pants
for
are too
sharing.
short, they twist more.
Yes, they do.
Okay,
Yes.
but really,
Do you
'cause
understand? Do you get where I'm coming from? Do you get where I'm coming from?
No, because
Not every thought needs to be verbalized because sometimes silence is golden.
yeah, but sometimes we're quick thinkers. Some of us are quick thinkers, Samantha.
And
So
some
we're
of
always
us
just
think
firing. We're always just firing. Firing.
Unfortunately, Lisa, only you think everything is funny that you say.
I'm not always saying it's funny, but sometimes I think it's pretty darn important.
That's the problem too.
Right?
It's that you think everything that you say is important and everyone does need to know it.
Yeah.
I'm going to beg to differ on that
I
and
feel
say no.
Samantha, let's talk. Are you having a bad day today?
I am done.
Do you need me to be kind and compassionate? Because
No.
I can do that for you.
I don't need that shit from you because it ain't real. So I just don't need that.
Seems like you got a lot of built up angst towards your bestie.
I
Right?
don't. It's just, you're just the example of all the things that I've encountered.
I feel that there's a few of us out there.
There's more than a few.
We are just speakers of the truth. We just
Yeah,
tell
but
it like it is.
It happens everywhere. And
Of
the problem
course.
is that I need to stay off social media because that's where you
Mm.
see the dumb ass
Yes.
comments that don't ever need to be thought, typed, said, anything.
but-
Don't
But
stop.
get
Enough.
off your soapbox because you're making it sound like as though you're like Miss Perfect. Like
I'm not Miss Perfect, but
you're
I
not, 'cause you
also
have a big
know
mouth. You have a big mouth.
I do have a big mouth, but I choose my moments to have my say. And I think, is this worth it? No, it's not. I'm going to keep it
Okay,
to myself
fine.
because I actually think before I speak.
I'll give you that. Compared to me. Right? I see it and I react. I'm a reactor.
The thing is with you, another example is when you would always lend $20 to that lady from the body shop.
Oh yeah.
Or no, was she from the Bay?
She was from both places. She had to have a part-time job in 2 spots.
Yes.
That's why I lent her money.
And you got yourself into that position because you couldn't keep your mouth shut.
Yeah. I sometimes get in hot water, friends of the podcast.
Your curious mind, all those thoughts had to come trickling out.
And then it cost me $20 a month. But she always paid it back.
I know.
I never understood the harm.
And it was so weird.
Well, I think you're so weird. So, okay, whatever. It is what it is. That's just who I am.
I'm
Shoot
just
me.
saying, I just feel strongly about it.
I can tell, messy bun lady, right?
I'm not. I'm in a clip today.
Well, whatever. Look, is it a banana clip from the 80s?
It's a little clip.
Is it a banana clip?
No, I'm not using banana clips in my hair.
Are they
No,
coming back from like our Gen X days?
I think the young kids are doing that because they think it's cool.
Were you a banana clip girl?
I might have been in my younger years.
Of course you were. You clipped that sucker all
Hi,
back.
I lived in the 80s. What did you think I was going to do with
I'm
my
thinking that
hair?
you were jelly shoes and banana clips.
No, I would never do jelly shoes because
Well, the jury's still out on whether or not I believe
plastic.
that. Anyways, I want to talk about something that I had like a revolutionary moment on Friday night. Right?
And
We went out
oh
for
my
supper.
God, she's about to share.
We went out for supper because this is what we do, friends.
Case in point of my I shake my head.
It's an important story. It's like earth shattering. Thank you very much. I ordered the salmon. The salmon comes on rice.
Yes.
Delicious meal, right?
Yes.
Always have it. This time it came on asparagus. I typically, Samantha, I hate asparagus. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. In the 80s growing up, my mother loved asparagus. Anything that could be asparagus up, it was asparagus up. Cream of asparagus in this, asparagus. It was just there. Ugh. And it was fat, that fat, bushy asparagus back. And it was always hard to chew. When that salmon dish came out with the asparagus, I had PTSD flashbacks from my youth because I'm like, oh, way to wreck a great dish. For whatever reason, I thought, okay, I'm going to try it. I took a little cut because it presented better than what I remember. It was the best fucking asparagus I've ever had in my life. And I don't know if it was the salt or the butter that made it so good and made it kill the taste of the asparagus. But asparagus is skinny now.
It is skinny now. You know what I thought when you were saying all of that? All I thought was, what household did you grow up in that I did not? Because I never ate asparagus until I was an adult.
Then
so I obviously did not live in a household that ate asparagus.
You did not live in a household
with their spam or their meatloaf or their hamburgers or whatever. Like we are not like highbrow.
You're not asparagus wielding families.
No, apparently not, Lisa. You were all like, in my youth, I ate asparagus.
So much asparagus.
Detrimental to your youth. God forbid. Heavens to
we were
Betsy.
traumatized by it. Every day, asparagus. It seemed like it was always sneaking its way into the menu.
You know what, Lisa? I'm surprised that you survived. I'm surprised that the asparagus didn't take you down.
I thought it did take me down, right? That's why I haven't eaten it in like 30 years. But for whatever reason, because it looked different and it was skinny, I'm like, let's just try it, shall we?
Yeah, congratulations.
Oh, I liked it better than the rice and the salmon. You know what I want? Can I just get the asparagus?
Oh, God.
It was so.
And now this is her new thing. It'll be her new thing. I need asparagus all the time. And she'll get like obsessed about it. And then she'll talk about it every time, guys. Every time.
All the time.
This is my I shake my head. Lisa lives my I shake my head day in and day out. Every thought needs to be verbalized.
Right.
Thank you, Lisa, for this lovely example.
Because if I love something so much, I feel you might want to love something so much too.
I like asparagus. I just never ate it as a child because I didn't have the same life experience
right. So
in my youth.
So shut your mouth because you don't know the trauma of eating something that you hate.
It's a vegetable. Get over it.
It's
a vegetable.
Okay. All right. Well, let me throw it back at you. Is there something from your youth that tastes better now than what it used to?
Yes, my mother's homemade chicken noodle soup.
You hated chicken noodle soup as a kid?
It was the way they made it.
Was it greasy and oily? Seems odd coming from Sheila.
Nope, because it was the star anise, because it adds a bit of a licorice flavor to the chicken noodle soup.
Who's putting licorice flavor in the chicken noodle soup?
It's the star anise. I can't explain.
What is a star anise? Isn't that what you put on the tree at Christmas? The star in the east?
Again.
No.
Shut up.
Oh, you and I, it's not a good day.
It's a hoib that you
It's
put in the soup and
it's
it
a
does its
hoip.
thing. It's
Like, I
a
don't have that
hoib.
I don't have that herb.
Yeah, because you don't cook, hey? Like, this is from scratch.
So the star anise is used from scratch food?
It's for scratch food.
Dear Andrea, friend of the podcast, if we were to bring back Lisa's question corner, this would be Lisa's question right now. Hey, Samantha, what is the star anise, and do I know it, and would I ever use it?
No, you would never use it.
Okay.
Some people do.
Okay, so you had licorice, just so I've got this
It
straight.
just has a very distinct taste to it that I did not enjoy as a child.
So did
but
your mom
now,
stop using the licorice now?
No, of course not. It's part of the recipe.
So, licorice flavored chicken noodle soup
It's not liquor. It has it has a distinct taste.
of
And as
licorice.
a young child, listen, open your ears, listen, instead of talking, listen. Jesus.
Just trying to get us
As a
straight.
young child, I decided that it tasted like licorice, or I didn't like the taste of it, so
Okay.
I didn't like eating it. But now, as an adult, yum yum, give me more.
I love licorice soup.
Long story short, Lisa talks too much, and Sam's story should have been 30 seconds long.
I'm just trying to understand
You're welcome.
this new flavor.
It's not a new flavor. Jesus.
Can
Oh
you
my
use it-
God.
Can you use it in a sentence? Let's pretend we're in a spelling bee.
No,
Can you use it in a
I'm
sentence?
not going to use it in a sentence.
My mom uses the star anise in her soup.
It's like a herb thing. I don't know what to tell you. I've
Do you
never
eat
used it
it?
because I don't know. You can't eat it.
Oh.
You take it out.
Oh, okay. Is it like a bay leaf?
Yes, it's like a bay leaf. I
Oh.
knew that you were gonna bing correlate. I saw the smoke come out of your ears. I know. Oh my God. Oh, I can't. It's only Tuesday.
And that's, friends, is why I ask questions.
So,
Oh, that's
how do I
funny.
survive this?
Ugh.
I don't know. It's
Oh my God, that's funny. Oh, look at him crying. Got real tears. Because that sums up why I ask questions.
yes, Lisa. Thank you for asking the question.
You should have just, you know what? You want me to not talk as much? You need to figure out how to phrase things better. Hey, my mom used to make a chicken noodle soup, and she used to have like a bay leaf type of thing in it, and I hated it.
It's not
I
a
get
bay
that.
leaf. It is nothing remotely like a bay leaf.
But like a bay leaf, it gets removed.
Yes. It's the
Ding,
only
ding,
thing
ding.
that's remotely similar to it.
Gotcha. Now that we cleared that all up.
Oh my God.
Ah.
The longest conversation about something that never needed to happen.
Friends of the podcast, you all must have a friend like me.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Right? Okay.
Uh-huh.
There's a new phrase. I don't know if it's new, but it's new to me. And
Okay.
it's apparently describing aging Gen X people.
Oh God, another one.
Yeah. So it doesn't quite fit us because we didn't have kids, right?
Of course not.
No matter what Alex Brown says, we are not her moms. As much as, we will take that responsibility on if we need to. Okay. Apparently, the new phrase is called the sandwich generation. And
Uh-huh.
what it is it's that Gen X kids are sandwiched between our adult children and our aging parents.
But isn't that like every generation?
I don't know.
That seems odd. Like
I'm just presenting you something new.
we already have Gen X. We already have the forgotten generation. We already have like all this other crap. Do we need this?
I don't know. Is every generation taking? Do you think are the boomers taking care of people?
No.
No, right?
are
Boomers
not
don't give a shit. Right? Do you think your millennial kids are going to take care of you?
Well, I don't have kids,
If
so
you had
no.
if you had a kid and it was a millennial, no. So I think it's only I think we are the sandwich.
We are the sandwich.
We're the sandwich because we are the kind, considerate people that would take care of everybody, even though nobody took care of us.
Boom! Mic drop.
Boom. Right? Parents, you should all be thankful.
We're going to look after you. We're going to look after the kids, even though they're grown ass adults and won't get the
Right.
hell out of the house.
Even though nobody looked after me, nobody cared where I was. All that happened is when you couldn't get a hold of me and I missed my curfew because I didn't own a watch and there was no phone, I got in trouble. But
and
I'll
we're
still take care of you.
and I'm gonna wear rock t-shirts, smoke and drink and cuss as long as I live.
Right. But my kid will take care of me because she's a Gen X girl. I raised her that way.
Oh my God.
Right? That's what's going to happen.
I can't wait for that to happen.
Right? We're about to go into our sandwich years.
I'm
Well,
well,
we're
I
half
don't
in our
have
sandwich
kids.
years.
So
Right? You got parents.
well, my sister's probably in the sandwich year.
She'd be in her sandwich years.
Yeah.
Right? You have two parents. I have one parent who he's far enough away. I feel he's not my problem. He's personally my problem, right? But right? But I think he's Ontario's problem.
I will go on record as no parents are problems.
Oh yeah, good point. I guess that's true. Not a problem.
They're not problems. They're not.
But just like they never ever thought we were a problem.
Right?
You know what it is? It's just payback. That's all.
Payback's a bitch.
It's just payback, Samantha. That's all it is, right?
You know what? I just feel like, can we just live our lives? Do we need to keep like labeling
I don't know.
our
I don't mind the
generation?
labels. I don't mind the labels.
Really?
It doesn't bother me.
The sandwich generation. You can call me that because I like a good sandwich. So yeah, sure.
Right? Oh yeah, but you're offended by the marmalade years. Even though
Because
that's totally where we are.
for some reason, the marmalade years reminds me of someone who's 102.
Right,
I don't
well-
know why that is.
I'd like to think that even though technically our marmalade years are starting, I'd like to think that we're going to postpone them till we're 70 at least. Like I don't want to look at marmalade till I'm 70.
I'm never going to eat marmalade because I don't like orange.
If there's other flavors of marmalade.
No, there isn't.
I think there is.
No, there isn't.
And then there's the
I've only
curds.
ever heard of orange marmalade. I'm not eating lemon curd. I'm not doing I don't even do blueberry. I do grape, not even that often.
No, there's
I am strictly a raspberry or strawberry kind of gal.
yeah, like most people are, right?
Right. So
Yeah.
you can be the marmalade year lady.
This is what I'm saying to you, right? If I ever catch you at the Denny's reaching for the jam in your toast for your toast and it's a marmalade, I'm going to slap that hand. I'm going to say, not yet, Sam. We're too young.
I'm never going to do that. So don't worry.
They say things change and all of a sudden,
I would never change the way I like jam.
really? When I was 4 years old, I never ever thought as a 55-year-old woman I would like a nap, but I do. Things change, Samantha. Things change.
Oh my God. You nap?
Well, like as punishment, right? I nap in my chair. And apparently, your best nap's supposed to be in your bed,
Yes, apparently.
right? But that's not what I'm doing.
Oh my
That's not what I'm
God.
doing.
Okay, but I got even something better. Screw the sandwich generation. Whatever. We're too young to think about another freaking label for
Right.
ourselves. Like enough
Okay.
of that.
All right.
Lisa, I got an in. I got an in with the Mint Girl Guy cookies.
What?
I do. I got an in this year.
The niece is selling again?
Potentially.
I didn't say a niece. I said the niece.
Yeah. What are you good for?
Like, what are they charging? Do
I
I get a
don't know.
deal? Is there a family deal?
No, there's no family deal.
And where does the Girl Guide money go?
I have no idea.
What are they fundraising for? They've not updated their uniforms.
No,
What are they doing? Where's it going? But
I have no idea.
I'm in. Pencil me in. Whatever you
I'm
want.
only talking. I only give a shit about whether or not there's a Mint Girl Guy cookie.
But yeah, but the mint's only around in the fall.
I know. That's why I'm saying I got an in.
Yeah, but you
And-
don't get an in to have them all the time.
No, I'm
That's
sorry.
what we have to figure that out. Let's
No,
we-
because
we do like
they
a
don't make them
GoFundMe.
all the time.
Let's do a GoFundMe and ask them to.
No,
Get a petition.
no, because then it doesn't make them special.
But they would still be special.
No, they would not be special. They would
Oh.
just be, oh, you can get them all the time, so who cares?
I guess, right? But the thing is, okay, Girl Guide cookies are special, and no matter, maybe not the vanilla, maybe not so much special, but they are special. But you know what's not special? What's not special, Samantha, is the Oreo cookies. Again, dear Oreo, I'm shaking my head at you. Why must we change everything because it's a new season? I get it's Christmas, but guess what? Do we really need all the money that goes into your new festive Oreo? Do we
No, we
need
do
double
not.
stuff? Do we need yellow or all the different colors and the green and the red icing? No, we don't. We just need Oreo.
Hmm.
We just need Oreo, right? I don't need a cookie to put me in a festive mood. The cookie's job is to make me feel festive,
Your
right?
I shake my head sounds like you're an old lady.
Oh, I'm an old lady. When it comes to I've been ranting about Oreo cookies forever, right? If it ain't broke, don't fix it,
That's true. That's very, very true.
right? Like I get it's gimmicky. That's the problem. You know what, Samantha? We've become too gimmicky.
Well, because they have Halloween ones, which are orange. And I'm like,
Right.
what does orange taste like?
What does orange taste like? It's not.
Like,
It's just white. It's
is it
just
orange?
no. It's just the white because that's what
Yeah.
they say with the double stuffed Christmas ones. Oh, it's original taste. Then make it look original.
And then the Coca-Cola ones are out now too.
Some people say they're really good, but guess what?
Eh,
I prefer to drink my Coca-Cola.
I'm bleh.
I don't want to chew my Coke.
Yeah. I
Some
just
people like
I
it seems weird.
I think your I shake my head is really about your unwillingness to change.
I hate change.
Your unwillingness to accept change.
Mhm.
It's not about the Oreos. Sorry, folks. This is about Lisa's need for nothing to change.
I like nothing to change. Back in my day, there was no change.
Back in my day,
We just ate
Oreos were made.
we just ate plain Oreos and we liked them, right? We were just thankful to have an Oreo. Is
I
all the
think
rest of it necessary?
yes, Lisa, this is
Ugh.
consumerism, this is capitalism, this is all the isms.
I'm going to disagree. This is where I'm going to disagree with you totally.
Ooh,
It's
are
not
you drawing a
necessary.
line in the sand?
Big line, right? Don't mess with just with the Oreos and the Pop Tarts. Don't mess with shit that's perfect.
Oh my God. Please don't get started with
Right?
that.
I'm not going to get started about Pop Tarts. I'm just saying, right? Don't mess with stuff that's perfect.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Okay.
all
Not
I gotta
everybody
say.
just likes, strawberry
But it's the best one,
or chocolate.
right? But sometimes I think the world needs to listen to Lisa a little bit more. Right?
And this rolls back to my I shake my head, where you think everything you think needs to be verbalized and it's
Right.
important.
Absolutely. Just like that. Yeah.
Oh, how quickly does it become full circle?
I can't help it. That's just it's like that's just how life is, right?
Okay. All right.
Right.
All right. You know what I need us to discuss? The weighted blanket. Have you ever tried one?
Oh my God, Samantha, I sleep in a tank top and a pair of shorts. I would sleep naked if that wasn't like horrific. And God forbid the fire alarm went off or something. I want nothing on me ever.
I just don't feel a weighted blanket is menopausal friendly.
Oh, it's going to be claustrophobic.
For sure. Like the very thought of like, do they come in like 5, 10, 15?
In different pounds.
Like, I can't imagine that kind of weight on me throughout my entire sleep.
You know what? Here's the thing, dear weighted blankets. You got to think about the plus size community. We're already carrying that. And now you want to add that on top of us? I already got that on me, thanks.
And you know what? I would probably feel claustrophobic.
You would feel claustrophobic for
I
sure.
would hate this 110%.
You are the lady who can't go and get like your fillings, like your teeth cleaned without
Oh
feeling
God, no!
claustrophobic, right?
I hate that. I
Right.
hate.
So
I
you
hate
would
all
not
of
do
that.
well. But like when I go to a hotel room, the first thing I do is I untuck the bottom of the bed. Right. It also could be because my husband's 6'6" and his feet like are never going to be in a bed. But right. But I'm just saying, right? Like the thought of a weighted blanket, oh, it's like putting on like a vest when you go to get your x-rays or something.
Yes. Oh
Sure.
my God.
Right?
Like
Good
just the
night.
thought of it makes me like a little bit like,
Yeah,
"Ooh."
like anxiety riddled.
Yeah. And then all I think is, I already am hot on a 24/7 basis.
Right.
This is just going to make me hotter. And
Gonna
then when
make
you
me
want
hotter.
to, you want to throw your covers off,
I
you're
gotta
going to
do
like,
exercise.
you're going to sprain a wrist because the blanket is too
Right?
heavy.
Right? And exactly, right? We're brittle. We are in our brittle bone years.
We can hurt, we can have a pain in our side or our leg or our
Yeah.
arm or our neck just by laying down.
Yeah. Remember I thought I was getting frozen shoulder again?
Yeah.
I'm not. You know what it was? I got up too many extra times in the middle of the night to go pee. My body wasn't used to that, right? It was extra wear and tear one day. I figured it out because it disappeared, thank God.
Oh my
But
God.
it's just it would be claustrophobic, and I don't know. Do we
I
need that?
agree.
Do you need in our menopausal years to have to worry about that? Do I need to take that on?
No, I
No,
think we will not be taking that on.
we will not, right?
I get why people like weighted blankets, and for those of you who do, congratulations.
Yeah.
But
Feel
as
free to tell us the benefits of it. Maybe we're totally out to
no,
lunch.
I'm never gonna
No, we're
wear
not.
them.
We're
I'm
not.
never sleeping with a weighted
Taking that
blanket.
comment back, actually. Save your comments. Do not tell us that they're great.
I don't
We're not
need to know.
accepting those. We're not accepting those comments this
Yeah,
week.
keep your thoughts to yourself.
Right? We always encourage you to be vocal. Not on this.
Not on that particular
We're
topic.
laying down the law. Though
I think
we do
enough.
not support weighted blankets.
We are Sam and Lisa do not support this message.
Hashtag not endorsed. We do not endorse this.
Oh my God. And watch next week. We'll have an ad for a weighted blanket in our podcast.
Our podcast. However, if you want to pay for it, if you want to pay us money for it, I guess we probably could learn to love it.
We could probably learn to love it.
Right?
Yeah.
I could fake the fact that I'm using it.
Okay. I need to quickly discuss because you're all about your politics.
Mhm.
Apparently, SNL, their opening dialogue involved Alec Baldwin as what's his name?
Not apparently. They did. I don't know. He was just the Fox guy.
Yeah, he was the Fox News
The
guy.
Fox
Something
interview guy. I don't know his name.
Bear was his last name. The guy who interviewed Kamala Harris on
Right?
Fox News.
You know, the jackass.
Yeah, and it was a good parody.
It was a really good parody. It was an awesome parody.
There was because they kept saying that she was trying to do viral moments or getting memes
TikTok
or whatever.
moments.
Yeah, so every once in a while she would do one. I'm like, that's kind of funny.
It is kind of funny, but you know what it did is that it really just, as it always does, it over embellished just how ridiculous, in my opinion, that Fox interview was. Right? It was so like I watched parts of that interview, pretty much all parts of that interview. And in my opinion, Samantha, and I know you hate politics, but guess what? It's here. You
I
got
know.
2 more weeks of it, right?
Oh God.
Fox looked bad, right? They were bullying a classy leader who accepted to come onto a hostile news agency and do an interview. Trump won't do that. Trump won't go on CNN. He won't go on to a hostile news agency.
No, he's only been on Fox, right?
Yeah, right. Like it's crazy. And she goes on and he was so rude and so like just ignorant to her.
I wonder.
Like, what are you hoping to prove?
Well, I think for those people who don't want Kamala Harris as president, we're like, yeah, go at her.
Totally, right? And I'm going to tell you, I shake my head. I shake my head at these 2 different messages from these 2 potential next presidents of the United States, okay? And this is based on actual comments made at their respective rallies last week, okay? Kamala Harris says to her crowd of people, your vote is your voice and your voice is your power. Okay? Yeah, right?
Yeah.
That's powerful.
Sure.
Sounds very presidential. Trump says at his rally, get that fat pig off the couch, tell him to go vote for Trump because he's going to save our country. I shake my head because really, America,
who's the fat pig in this scenario?
How can this race be this close? And then yesterday, one day over the weekend, he was talking about how much of a man Arnold Palmer, the legendary golfer, was, because when he took a shower, all the men in that male locker room were like, "Yeah, that's a man."
How does that get discussed at a rally?
How is that the next leader of the free world talking? In America, that's good.
I'm sorry, that's really odd. But then
really
he
odd.
says a lot of really odd things,
right?
And
ends it with a 40-minute dance solo.
That's what I saw. And he's like doing his little
little old man dance
shuffle.
Right?
I love those ones. Those are my favorites.
I love the old man shuffle. Hey, I don't know. Dear America, right?
You,
I
I need this to be over. I'm over the commercials that are
right?
slamming everybody.
Everybody. It's
Oh my
bad,
gosh. Like you
bad,
guys, you're hardcore. Your shit
hardcore,
is hardcore.
right? And I get maybe you don't love her, and I get maybe you don't love him, but what I don't get is how it's a tight race.
I
I
guess I
don't
don't
get
either.
that. I don't get that. Right? Again, pick
Yeah.
somebody else to run your Republican Party that doesn't present like Donald Trump.
Well, I mean, yeah.
His skin is the color of sponge toffee. And he wears suits
Ah,
with shoulder pads in it still.
does he really?
He looks like he's just frumpy. He's a big frump, right? Oh, that's right.
Oh,
It's because he's in his aged elder years.
isn't he 78?
Yeah, he's like 152. It's time to call it. It's time to call it, America.
Well,
Let it
because
go.
they've said that Biden was going to be too old to run a second
Right,
term because
right.
he's at the same age, is he not?
Maybe 2 year, like a 2 year difference.
Yeah, and now and now potentially
Right.
we're going to have that same age bracket do the
Oh
very
my
same thing.
God, right? I'm just saying.
Yeah, if we wanted to go backwards, if they want to go backwards, I guess maybe that's how we do it.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I had to get that off my chest.
Well, I'm glad you did because Lisa, it don't matter. It's okay. It's here. It's there. It's going to be done in 2 weeks. Yay!
It's done, right? And then we live with hopefully not the consequences.
Oh well, you never know, right?
You never know. You
Just never
just
know.
never know.
But you know what? Bath and Body Works, they got some consequences.
Oh, they got hit hard, hey?
They apologized for a very controversial candle design. And
And we shouldn't be laughing, but it's
surprising.
kind of funny.
No, I mean, I saw a picture of it and I'm like, "Oh, I see how they got that." But
You
I
can
also
see it.
initially when I looked at it knew that it was a paper snowflake.
Yeah, because nobody in their right mind is actually going to think that Bath and Body Works put out this year's Ku Klux Klan candle.
The problem is that there wasn't enough of the snowflake on the can
Right.
for it not to look what people
It
thought it looked like.
just looked like the top of the hood with eyes.
It was so bad and I'm like, that's okay.
That's pretty
I get
controversial.
it. I get it.
Right?
Yeah. We've definitely taken that and then they took them all off, right?
Oh,
They call it the KKK candle.
right. KKK.
That's not good.
Gun.
I mean, I understand why they pulled it. It is if people were thinking that it's offensive, please
Totally.
pull.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm pretty sure the person who
Who got
made
fired?
that,
Who got fired?
well, somebody did.
A couple of people got fired. It went through. It started off at the little guy, and then and there's lots of people approving that. Like you
There's
just think where
lots
you
of
work, I think
people.
where I work. Right. By the time my boss signs off on something, a few eyes have seen it.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
It's very, very true.
So,
And
yeah.
the thing is that
the
you
big-
don't want to promote that. So yes, pull it.
No,
But
totally hate.
it started somewhere.
It started somewhere.
It started somewhere.
And
Innocently
how
enough.
sad? And how sad is it in 2024? We still think that
Because it's still, I
it's
think
still
it's
out there.
probably, yeah.
It's still a problem, right?
Yes. And yeah,
Shake my head at that one too.
I shake my head at that one too.
I
Like
shake
that's
my
not a
head.
good thing, guys.
I feel like this whole episode is about shaking my head. I'm shaking my head at something, Samantha.
Uh-huh.
It's going to sound like a church rant because you know what? Sometimes I need to get a little bit of church off my chest, right?
Uh-huh.
So Canada, I'm watching the news on Sunday, having my cup of coffee, watching the news, and what comes across the ticker? Canada's got another new saint. Oh, what? You know, I'm all about a good saint in the Catholic Church. Wonder what she did. Mother Marie Leonie Paredes. She's from the 1800s. This gal is.
Wow, she's old.
Right? Her miracle. You ready for this?
Uh-huh.
Someone prayed to her and got better.
No.
Isn't that the whole basis?
No, it
of
cannot be
religion?
that simple. You're making it too simple.
No. And apparently she cured somebody of tuberculosis. Right? Which no,
Okay.
you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Lisa.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, I won't. No, you didn't.
Uh-huh. Okay. And she's apparently preserved in a glass coffin.
That's what they do, right? They bury you in a glass coffin
Yay.
underneath the cathedral.
Uh-huh.
Why is it glass?
I don't know.
Like it's underneath the who's seeing you?
They can't view, people can't view her.
Well, I don't know. Do you think is there like a walking tour?
Well, she's in a glass coffin. You're walking around her.
What about like with the millennial saint?
Oh yeah, probably.
Right? So the millennial saint and Mother
Yeah.
Marie, right? Who somebody prayed and we helped you.
You
Somebody
you
prayed,
have
I
an
gave you my sweater and you got rid of cancer.
you have an untrusting heart.
I have a very untrusting heart. Right? I believe that there is a higher power. I believe in all that shit that we're supposed to believe in. I believe in all of it.
Uh-huh.
Do I believe that I can pray to an old lady that is a nun and she's going to fix the world? No. I don't
No.
believe that.
Okay.
Right? I don't it's
It's kind of a staple for the Catholic Church.
I know, right? That's the issue me and that church got. Right? That's where me and that church differ, right?
Oh my God. We're gonna get please don't send hate mail.
Please don't. I'm not
We're
saying
just asking, how does one person
right.
back in the 1800s
Cure
have
tuberculosis.
that kind of pull?
Right. How did she get that type of pull?
Yeah.
Right? How did she get that type of pull?
That's what we're asking.
That's what we're wondering right
Yeah.
there. Right? How? How do you get that type of pull? I want to know.
But is it okay? Didn't you, when we were, oh my God, this is probably years ago, didn't you like get fascinated about the picking of the Pope?
Oh my God. Remember when like it was like 2 popes ago?
Yeah. And
When
you
we
got
Pope Benedict.
you got totally wrapped up in
Yeah,
the
because there was a
whole,
Canadian in the running.
yes, because it was the whole like, what do they
The
do?
white
And
puff of smoke.
the white puff of smoke. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, I was totally like anything newsy, right? Never had been through that in our lifetime. Hook, line, and sinker. We were working together at the time.
Yeah.
Breaking news, breaking news.
But okay, so the Pope we have now is pretty old.
Why do they have to have such an old pope?
Well, that's the old guys always get the job, hey?
Yeah, so
because apparently they have the wisdom and the experience and the
Right.
know-how to
right.
like do the job.
And about a 7-year life expectancy once they're hired for the job.
Roughly, because by the
Right.
time they actually get to the point where they're Pope, they're in their 70s already.
Right. They're already in their 70s. So this guy who was making the announcement, whoever the pope is now, Pope, is it Francis? I don't know. I can't keep them straight.
I can't remember.
He now is like Pope John Paul, whose head is too heavy to hold.
Oh no.
His hat is too big.
Oh.
And he's just trying to decide if he wants pudding or jello. We don't care about the saints either.
And we're back to that again.
We're back to that. I always like to take it back, right? And is a pope bigger deal than the saints?
Of course. Well, no, saints are pretty. I mean, they're not on the same playing field.
But isn't the Pope
is
next
like
to God?
He's God Pope.
Right, right. So I think. All right. So what's the Pope doing? Is he curing the tuberculosis?
No, he's not doing those kinds of things.
No,
only saints cure people. And
so
in order
many
to
rules.
become a saint, you have to have miracles happen.
Right.
So the Pope is not going to be a saint, and the Pope does not magically cure people. That's
weird.
He doesn't have that kind of pull.
Just think that we need a young Pope, but maybe that's a problem. I don't know. Maybe there's an age requirement.
I think there is a bit of an age requirement.
Maybe God's like, you know what? He needs to be. I didn't say he needs to be in the likeness of Jesus. He needs to be in the likeness of me, which is old. Right? Like, is that where?
I mean, there's lots of cardinals, though, right?
Yeah, I don't know who they are.
And that's where the Pope comes from. They draw from the cardinals.
Oh, okay. Like
they throw their hats in the ring, so to speak.
Right?
Pick me. I want to be
Pope. Is that job ever on Indeed?
I don't think so.
Like, remember when I was going to be the Queen's social media manager?
Yes,
that was on Indeed,
and you gave up.
It was too much paperwork.
Yeah,
I'm like, it's not worth it.
Yeah, they have
just seems weird.
The process of the conclave, like when they, when the Pope dies and then they have to choose another Pope. That's really interesting because they don't go out of that room until they've decided on a Pope.
Yeah, like they're like they sleep there.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. But I'm just saying, I hope that the next Pope, Lisa, please don't get wrapped up in that again.
We'll have to see.
You
I
had a
yeah,
lot of religious questions that nobody really wanted to talk to you about.
that's
So
how I learn things, people, as I
I
ask the
know.
questions,
Stop
right?
asking
That's what
questions.
I do. Okay, but listen, this isn't a question. This is just a statement. It's not a conversation. It's just what I need people to know,
You just
okay?
need to. You need the friends of the podcast to know.
I just need you to know I'm starting a new diet. It's called the side plate diet. No more big plate for me.
Jeez.
Like unless we're like out at a restaurant, that's different. Right?
So you're only side plating it at home, are you?
Only side plating it at home.
Uh-huh.
Not that I'm a big portion eater anyways, but in my
Nope.
mind, if I
Uh-huh.
just eat what's on the side plate, which is perfectly fine for me, I feel like I'm doing my part to diet. Right?
Whatever floats your boat. How
It's
many
floating
times,
it.
friends of the podcast, have we heard her on her diet kicks? I'm not going to eat donuts anymore. I'm not going to go to Starbucks. I'm never going to Tim's again.
Trying, girls got to try.
Yeah,
Right?
you were like, I'm not going to have any more candy bars and chips. What you eat on Fridays? Candy bars and chips.
Yeah, what did I have today? Candy bar. I was feeling like a crispy crunch. And then I regret it, right? Because crispy crunch, it's too much work. It's the hard. The bar is really hard these
It
days.
is really hard.
They changed it. Something's changed in that chocolate bar.
Oh my God.
I'm
Okay.
becoming a crank. I'm becoming my old cranky grandmother.
You are.
Right? Hi, my name's Lisa, and I have lots of angst.
Yeah. And every time I buy Cheetos, I think of my grandma because I'm like, yeah, she loved Cheetos too.
Right. Right. So interesting.
Oh, all right. Enough of that, Lisa.
Enough of that.
Well,
Enough of that.
I think that we should talk about fried saltines.
What? What? Fried crackers?
Apparently, you can lightly fry saltines in a pan with canola oil. I don't understand that because a cracker is already baked.
Okay, let's go back a couple weeks to
So
when
are
we
you
talked
just
about that disgusting unsalted cracker. How great would that baked unsalted piece of crap have tasted if it was at least deep fried or fried,
maybe it would have tasted better.
right?
Would have tasted less like regret.
Would have tasted a lot less like regret, and it would have still not tasted good. It would have tasted like promise, right? It would have gone from
Yeah,
regret to promise.
it would have gone from regret to promise.
That's what these lightly fried saltines are doing. They're not great, but it's taking it from regret to promise.
I just
Right.
don't understand. I guess I don't understand why you would want to purposely like put something in oil that could potentially, after you eat a couple, make you have a heart attack.
So's a hot dog. We're not banning hot dogs, right? Trust me, you
I'm
can have a
just
heart attack
wondering.
with no symptoms.
That's true.
Right? Just saying, friends of the podcast.
Is this a little miracle from God, Lisa? Is the fried saltine has come into your life at the
It
right
could
moment?
be, like, it could just be something that God's saying. Just try it. Isn't it like bannock, like delicious bannock?
Bannock is homemade and a deep fried. It's like dough. It doesn't
Okay.
start off baked first.
But it could.
No,
But it could.
it can't.
It could.
But bannock is delicious.
It sounds like this baked saltine is God's way of saying, this is
Ah.
going to be wonderful. Just eat it and don't worry about anything that might come from it. Right?
Except a heart attack,
Except a heart attack.
which you would know. So when you
I
go diving into the fried saltines, let me know.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure.
And it just isn't good. I just don't think it's a
I'm
good
not saying it's good, but if you use canola or oil, it's better.
No, it's not.
They say it's not.
any
What's the
better.
good oil? Is there what's the good oil?
Olive oil, avocado oil.
Fine, use one of those. Not avocado. That sounds gross. I don't want to get into the talk about oils. We'll leave that question for another day.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Right.
All right. Have you ever gotten rid of a goldfish?
Why are you asking?
Apparently,
What do you
in a
need
small
to know?
town in Alberta called Sylvan Lake, somebody dropped a couple of goldfishes into a storm pond, and all of a sudden they have 20,000 goldfish in a storm pond.
Oops.
And it's wreaking havoc on the ecosystem. And I was just like, I
Oh,
wonder what it takes to get someone to walk by a pond and go, here, goldfish, plop.
it doesn't. It goes down your sink and then it finds its way to that pond. Or maybe they thought they were doing a good thing. Here's the thing, right? Just because you
No,
accidentally kill your goldfish doesn't mean that you're trying to be vicious. Doesn't mean you're set for a life of murder. It just means that he accidentally jumped out of your hand down the drain, Mom. That's all that that means, right?
Lisa,
What?
would you like to confess?
Samantha, I hated having fish. I had fish and I never asked to have that pet. I was happy with a cat and a dog. But somehow I got, because how do kids get their first fish? Because they go to the stupid little town fair and they throw
Uh-huh.
the ball and they
Yep.
get the fish in a bag that's about to drop dead,
Yep.
right? And before it drops dead when you're at school. So your parents buy you a new one because they don't want you to be out devastated that your fish that you hate died. So then you live a life of having to care for the fish, clean the fish.
Uh-huh.
Oh, look, got you more fish stuff. You have another fish,
Yep.
all of that. So I hate fish. I had fish. I hated them. I ignored them. I tried to starve them. I was a bad fish owner.
Oh my God, you try. Okay.
And then I overfed them. And then that didn't, because then I felt bad because I have a conscience. And then one day when I was young, I had a big fish tank and I went to go clean it. And my mom was sleeping on the couch. And I thought, I'm just going to clean it in the bathtub because it was easier than trying to lift it up high.
Uh-huh.
Lisa, right? Take the easy way out, Lisa.
Yeah. Yeah.
And my mom said, "What are you doing in the bathroom?" Because I was maybe like, I don't know, 11. And I said, "I'm nothing. I'm not doing anything." She's like, "You better not be cleaning your fish tank." "I'm not cleaning my fish tank in the bathtub. That'd be gross, Mom." Cleaning my fish tank. And I had it resting on the ledge of the bathtub.
Uh-huh.
And I was sitting on the ground cross-legged, like looking at it, and
Uh-huh.
it fell onto me. Water and all. And back in the 80s, right, we had the carpeted bathroom and fish got cut up, cut fish.
Oh, gross.
I was cut up because,
Uh-huh.
and then you look worse because it's water and you're bleeding.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I haven't thought about that forever. I blocked that out, I thought. Oh, this is not the therapy I need, Samantha.
No. You know what? You and I lived very different lives. We did not have goldfish. We didn't have fish.
Never
We
had
had
fish?
we had a dog.
Did you have a
Uh,
hamster?
No, we had no rodents. We had no fish. And I just feel like you should have never experienced that as a child because you
No.
are not a responsible person.
No. And they knew that. They invented me. Right? It came from somebody.
Oh, you would be the person who would go by a storm pond and drop in goldfishes,
Thinking I was just setting it
and then
free.
when you hear on the news that the storm pond has like over 20,000 goldfishes in there because
Be
they
locking it up.
procreate like crazy,
I'd be locking it up and not saying a word.
you'd be like, I don't know who did
Uh,
that. That's
what-
stupid. Who did that?
What stupid idiot would do something like that, right? I would definitely do that.
You would totally do that.
Right? Totally. My kid's sister had a hamster and she was away for a week at camp or something and it died.
Oh,
And I was supposed to be taking care of it. I didn't tell her it was dead.
what
I
did you do?
Nothing. I left it in this little thing
So
for
she
her to
came home
find.
to a dead hamster?
Yeah, she went to go play with it and it wouldn't play. I'm like, "Oh, what?" That you were supposed to be feeding. I've been feeding it. This must have just happened.
Oh my
Right?
God.
Even though he was like as stiff as a rock. Whatever. Right? Mhm. I'm always going to cover up my mess.
Yes,
Right.
that is exactly what you're going to do.
It started out young, Samantha. It started out young.
Good God. Good God.
That's funny. Okay. What did I do? I said I would do it and I did it.
Yes.
Haley, I posted it on the TikTok. I posted it on our Facebook, on our Instagram. I did your pumpkin spice latte challenge and it was so disgusting.
It looked really bad.
It was like that's why I needed to take the lid off. I needed people to really see how disgusting this orange pumpkin, because orange it was.
Uh-huh.
Orange it was. And I had a sip and thought, this is the nastiest. And I'm a food judger. I'm all those things. It was the nastiest thing I'd ever tried. Well, not the nastiest, but one of them for sure. And then what does she say? I'm so glad that you stepped out of your comfort zone, but I only have them cold. Guess who's not doing that challenge? I'm not reliving it. I'm not doing cold pumpkin spice.
All right, calm down.
But I did it. I did it. I
Yes.
did the dare.
Anyone else have something else they would like Lisa to try? Please write in. Go to ishakemyheadpod.com and leave a message or a
Leave a
voicemail.
Gotta be a
Whichever
voicemail.
you
I
would
want to
like.
hear it. I want to
Yeah.
hear it.
Because I think Lisa needs to try a whole bunch of other things. You get fun.
Yay. Let's have fun with Lisa.
Yeah. Well, and we had fun because we posted a question in our Facebook,
Mhm.
and it was butter tarts with raisins or without.
Right?
People got super, super like raisins. No.
Well,
Yes, raisins. There's nothing wrong with them. And I'm like,
yeah.
whatever, people, you guys are weird.
I love raisins.
And Cindy, of course, Cindy Harder, never met a butter tart she didn't like. That's my girl.
Fair enough, right?
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I know.
Andrea loves them and reminded me that my Auntie Max didn't like them with raisins, so she would have to make them without raisins.
Okay. All right.
But it must be a family thing because my mother also hates raisins, as do I. So I
Interesting.
feel like it's a trait.
It's genetics. It's woven into you somehow.
Yeah, and Samantha F agrees with me about a thin tart crust. Yes, thank you.
I saw that, right? I saw that. I
Thank
agree
you.
with that. Right now I'm eating a thick crust one.
Blech.
Not the same.
Bleh.
Not the same.
And Carol, Paula, Kathleen, Tina, and Melody, among a few others, have never tried a butter tart, which made me think, should we start a butter tart exchange program?
Can we do that? Can we get these people some butter tarts? I didn't know they were only Canadian.
It apparently, according to Carol, because she researched it. Good on you, Carol.
Good.
It is a Canadian delicacy.
Oh, it is a delicacy, totally.
And every province has like their
little
version
festival.
of a little butter tart thing or whatever. And you know what? We just might take Alex up on that backyard.
Right in the fall, right? Because that's
Yeah.
usually when the butter tarts come rolling out. Take her up on the back roads butter tart tour.
Backroads butter tart tour.
You know what? I think all the people who have never tried them, I think that they should find an easy recipe, make them, and post it.
Oh, that would be great.
Like you don't have to do your own crusts, like your own shells.
No.
Just buy the shells, but just
Buy the shells.
I'm pretty sure the inside is just butter and brown sugar.
Butter, brown sugar. Maybe maple syrup.
Maybe some maple syrup.
Maybe.
And then I think it's easy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm not a baker.
No, neither am I.
Right? I'm not a baker, but I think I challenge them to do that.
That would be good.
That'd be fun, right? It's Facebook Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody hated it.
You picked horror movies, so.
I didn't realize we had non-horror movie fans. We had a couple, right? We had pretty much everybody was kicking everything to the curb. A couple kept Silence of the Lambs because they'd seen it.
Yes.
Jamie keeping them all.
Yes.
And Sherry, she only would ditch Silence of the Lambs.
Oh.
Go figure, hey?
Oh,
yeah. Kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
Like Silence of the Lambs is my most favorite movie of all time.
Yeah. Some of them were very vocal about their hatred of horror movies.
They were, right? Don't you remember when Mike and I used to go to all the Saw movies?
Oh,
right? Because we used
those
to
are
go.
The worst.
They were, and they were horrible. Like I didn't mind them, but we used to go because the premise is that the Saw guy would say, "You want to play a game?" And the game was that you couldn't ask any questions, and so Mike used to get great laughter out of how would Lisa do at this game? I'm like, oh. Her head's already been cut off. I'm already dead. I didn't even ask the question, but he could tell I was going to ask it. And he's like, done.
For sure.
We used to go just so he could make fun of me.
I don't watch scary movies. I remember the one that really bugged me the most was Freddy Krueger. Because it had to do with the fact that when you fell asleep, he came into your dreams, right? And somehow you managed to die in your dream. It was very odd.
Yeah.
And I remember this is when we lived across the road from my grandma, and we got together as a family for some reason, and we sat in front of the TV. I don't know if it was on TV or if it was a VHS that we rent. That's when you rented VHS.
Yes, absolutely.
Put me
Gen X
in.
girl.
Yeah. And we sat around and we watched this movie.
Yeah.
Oh my God. We were as a family, we were traumatized.
There's some bad ones out there, hey? Like that, we were like that with The Exorcist.
Yeah.
So I remember my mom and dad were going. My mom always said that was the movie that scared her the most in her whole life, and so she would have watched the original one when she was younger, right?
Yeah.
And then one time it was coming on TV, and they were going out for supper, and
Oh.
they like disconnected the TV because they thought we were gonna watch it. It was, and I remember renting the book. I was going to read the book, and my mom took me back to the library to return the book and gave the what for to that librarian. Why would you let this young lady? Well, what were you thinking?
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God.
I just wanted to watch The Exorcist.
Well-
Still, to this day, I have not watched it out of respect for my mom.
Well, and after watching Freddy Krueger, we were scared to cross the road to go home.
Yeah.
And we ran, and I can't remember who. Someone fell and scraped their leg because we were petrified. But then you just made me realize I made a really dumb decision to watch the It movie, the Stephen King's It with the clown. And I didn't get very far, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to bed. And then I went to bed, and then what do I hear?
Oh,
I'm like,
no, can't do it. I'm not a fan.
I got so scared. I got up and went downstairs and and my parents are like, what's wrong? Nothing. It's just a noise on the roof. And I'm like, and I'm in my 20s, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm not young. And I'm like,
scared.
Yeah, I was scared. I scared the crap out of myself just by watching a stupid horror movie.
That's too funny, hey?
I'm never doing that again.
That's too funny. Smith, I got one honorable mention.
Oh, we do?
Yeah, one honorable mention. Who is 7-0 in her football pool?
Oh, stop it.
You're doing well. You have 3 wins now.
I have 3 now.
Right? And John won 2.
Yes, he did.
I don't know how many he has.
He is waiting. He is waiting for us to be pitted together. And the beauty of this is, folks, is that Lisa and I, the very last game of the season of the Fantasy Football League, Lisa and I are paired up.
That's when and you know what we're going to do? We're going to see if I shake my head with Lisa and Sam can do the same thing that Taylor Swift did for the NFL. We're going to see if our fans will tune in that day and take the ratings through the roof.
You know, people are thinking of ganging up on you, hey?
That's what I keep hearing, right? Well, I feel confident that if I'm gonna lose, it's this week because I was doing a lot of juggling tonight to get things ready, right?
Yes.
Because I'm like,
right.
It's gonna be tight, but just saying, all good things must come to an end, I'm sure.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
Try not to get a fat head.
Okay. Well, try not to.
Try not to.
But if guys, I'm just going to mention quickly that you can touch base with us on any of our social media platforms. You can check out our website, which is www.ishakemyheadpod.com. Sign up for some newsletters, check out our blog, leave us a message or voicemail, and stay to listen.
Get some voicemails
and stay to listen to any of our episodes. Again, you didn't always need to verbalize that thought.
I'm going to verbalize a few things as you go because number one, I know it pisses you off.
If you want to catch our videos, check out our YouTube page and subscribe to get notified of a new episode. We have 111 subscribers.
No, we have 112.
Woo! We hit 112. Yeah. What?
This is why I jump in because I know that you haven't done all your fact checking.
The last time I checked, it was 111. Okay, calm down.
It moved up.
And we do have Patreon, which is patreon.com/ishakemyhead. And we've updated our Patreon. So we have new incentives. We're going to be more interactive depending on what tier you sign up for. You might get a gift. And so go check it out for the existing Patreons. If you bump up your generous offer of $2 or more, we'll send you some new goodies as well. And if you need some new I Shake My Head swag, check out threadless.com and search I Shake My Head. New and old logos are available. And we just want to thank John Domingo for editing our podcast every week.
Thank you, John.
He does a good job.
Best kept secret.
He is. He fixed.
I'm just saying.
A few things.
He's fixed a lot, and we call on him all the time.
All the time.
With the Harris Hail Mary for the win in 2 weeks.
Okay. Yeah, that's not needed.
All right. I'm just saying. All right, Samantha. You know what's not needed? Any more of you. Not needed.
Well, ditto.
Well, guess what? Signing off. I'm done with you. I had enough of you for one day. Samantha, I'm going to be nice. Always a pleasure.
It should be.
Who's a pretty girl? I'm a pretty girl.